sure that all that heat from the sun gets evenly distributed around the entire surface area. To ourselves for 3 days, all the way towards the moon. Now, if you notice, we're actually not going to be firing our engines. We may do a couple course corrections here or there, but for the most part, we're not going to be burning our engines. And the reason I mention this is because science fiction always messes this up. If you work in Hollywood, please fix this. How many of y'all have watched like a sci-fi show or a movie where it shows a spacecraft flying through space with its engines burning constantly 24/7? Yeah, everyone, right?
Yes.
Well, it turns out that's actually not realistic at all, because they would have run out of fuel. It turns out that the most fuel-efficient way to get to places in the solar system is by burning your engine hard and fast for a short amount of time, usually just a few minutes, and then you can coast the rest of the way. So that's what we're going to do here. This isn't like driving a car where as soon as you take your foot off the gas, you start slowing down until you eventually stop due to friction. Well, I mean, we're in space, so we don't stop due to friction. We just keep going. So that's what we're going to do. Once we finish our coast phase and we reach the moon, we need to slow down, because if we didn't do anything at all, the moon would actually slingshot us around itself and send us back to Earth. This was actually by design. It was called the free return trajectory. And if you've seen the movie Apollo 13, you know that we actually had to use this free return trajectory to get back, or to try to get back home safely. I'm not going to spoil the movie for you. If you want to learn a little bit more about Apollo 13, there was an accident in space, and this monument over here talks a little bit more about it. If you want to watch the movie and not get it spoiled, then kind of just cover your eyes and hum as quickly as you go by. But anyway, assuming we're not Apollo 13, assuming we're one of those other missions that landed on the moon, we want to land. We don't want to just fly around it, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to flip our spacecraft around. We're going to fire up the SPS engine on our service module, and that's going to slow us down and drop us from a free return trajectory into an orbit around the moon. Once we're in lunar orbit, we can finally think about landing on the moon. So 2 of our astronauts, our commander and our lunar module pilot, are going to transfer from the command module into the lunar module. They can open up a tunnel between the two and float on through. They're going to leave one of their crewmates behind. So the command module pilot is going to stay behind in the mothership, if you will, while the 2 other astronauts take their little lightweight skiff down to the surface. So they're going to fire up this engine, and that's going to slow them down, drop them from the orbit around the moon into a hover over the surface of the moon. The computer is going to do all this, but towards the end, closer to the landing, the commander can actually take manual control and land manually. And all the commanders and all the missions actually did take manual control, because what test pilot would not want to land manually on the surface of the moon? Am I right? So they're going to pick a landing site, and the commander is going to throttle down and land on the moon. And now we can finally do all the stuff that we set out to do. We can plant the American